So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today I finally want to talk a little bit about Galvanized mods because everyone and their mum has been like, dude, what about Galvanized mods? Why aren't you using Galvanized mods? I know you have them in your inventory, why not use them in your build? And to answer your question, I'm basically still not sure whether or not I want to feature them in my builds. But the more I think about it, the more I'm leaning towards yes, because they're basically like primed mods and I use those all the time. But anyway, what are Galvanized mods? Well, Galvanized mods are basically roided up versions of standard mods that you can get by doing arbitrations, more specifically by collecting Vitus Essence, which you collect during arbitrations. You always get it at the end of a rotation, and you have an additional chance to get it as a reward from the rotation, plus the arbitration drones can sometimes drop it as well. And for me personally, it takes me somewhere between like 60 and 70 minutes to get enough Vitus Essence for one Galvanized mod, which is 20. It is very random though, sometimes I can get enough Essence in like 40 minutes, but other times I have to do 2 hours to get the same amount. It all very much depends on the random element of it, because you are always getting a steady stream of Vitus Essence throughout the arbitration. It's just that sometimes you get a bunch of extra Vitus Essence from the drones and as a random reward. Now, once you get enough Vitus Essence, you can head over to any of the relays and talk to the arbiters of Hex's vendor, who can then sell you the Galvanized mods. We have Galvanized Savvy, which is basically shotgun savvy, so status chance, but it has an additional on-kill effect which increases your damage per status type, affecting the target for 20 seconds, and it stacks up to 2 times. Then we have Galvanized Acceleration, which is an Exilus mod for shotguns, and it gives you projectile speed and beam length and additional projectile speed and beam length on kill. Then there is Galvanized Hell, which is basically Hell's Chamber, so multi-shot and additional multi-shot on kill, which stacks up to 4 times. Next on the menu is Galvanized Shot for pistols, which gives you status chance and then additional damage per status type, affecting the target for 14 seconds, which stacks up to 3 times. Then there is Galvanized Crosshairs for pistols, which gives you crit chance on a headshot when aiming down sights and then additional crit chance on a headshot kill. Then we have Galvanized Chamber for multi-shot and additional multi-shot on kill for rifles, Galvanized Aptitude for status chance and then extra damage per status for rifles as well. Second to last, we have Galvanized Diffusion, which is for pistols and it gives you multi-shot and multi-shot on kill. And finally we have Galvanized Scope for rifles, which gives you crit chance on a headshot when aiming down sights and then additional crit chance on a headshot kill. Now maxing these out is pretty expensive, they cost a lot of credits and a lot of endo, but luckily arbitrations are really good for farming endo because you get large amounts of raw endo as a rotation reward, but you also get a lot of add-on sculptures on top of that. Now all the Galvanized mods are just a straight up upgrade over the standard mods. The only time these are not better than the standard mods is if you can never kill anything, right? If you can never get a kill, you're fighting one enemy and one enemy only, then the stats are a little bit worse. But in any other situation, they're an upgrade, and a pretty big one as well. So if you're running Split Chamber, Galvanized Chamber is an upgrade. If you're running Argent Scope, Galvanized Scope is gonna be an upgrade. Though do bear in mind that for the most part, these drain far more capacity than the base version, so it is gonna be more expensive forma-wise. They're also not necessary for 95, maybe 97% of the game. Okay, these are endgame mods, and they're basically just there for Steel Path, high-end arbitration runs, and simulacrum sweating, of course. They're also pretty, well, I don't want to say boring, they're basically primed mods, right? With the exception of the status ones. These are the only Galvanized mods where I would actually consider what the weapon has and run them over a different mod. All the other ones are basically just an upgrade. For example, on my Kuva comb, I ran Vigilante Fervor, not necessarily because I wanted more fire rate, even though it was a nice bonus, but it was mostly there because it was a way to increase the DPS without diluting the status pool, right? I didn't want to add in heat or something like that. However, now I can happily put in Galvanized Savvy, which is gonna give me a bunch of extra status, which is always nice on a weapon like this, but it also gives me some extra base damage, which should increase the damage of the slash procs. And the reason I say should is because the Galvanized status mods are still a little bit wonky at the moment. But you do have to be careful with this because it's not always better. On the Amprex, for example, I'm running Galvanized Chamber and I will run Galvanized Scope once I get it, but here taking out Thermite rounds and replacing it with Galvanized Aptitude would actually not be good, because then all you would have is corrosive, and losing the heat damage would not be worth the extra status and damage you get from Galvanized Aptitude. And yes, I don't run a Hunter munition setup on my Amprex, I just prefer the good old corrosive and heat combo. So all in all, Galvanized mods are very strong. They're definitely an upgrade over the standard mods, and you should absolutely get them if you like doing arbitrations and or you like to push your guns to their limit. But if like me, you're more of a melee boy and you only occasionally dip your toes into endgame, you really don't need them. And at the end of the day, even if you're not doing endgame stuff, you can still get them because the mods are tradable and not very expensive. They go around for about 20 platinum a pop, though you will need to get the credits and the endo to max them out. Now I'm not sure if they said it anywhere, but I'm pretty certain this is just the first round of Galvanized mods, so we're gonna get more in the future, and hopefully they're a little bit more like the status ones rather than the multi-shot and crit ones. I just like mods that make me think, you know, what does this gun do, what do I want it to do, and does it benefit me if I put this on? And that's pretty much all I wanted to say, so I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, let me know what you think about the Galvanized mods in the comments down below, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.